I guess we can go ahead and end it off with the performance, and hopefully I did a speed comparison so I can go ahead and talk it over while I'm doing the speed comparison. I probably didn't though. Now we do have obviously on the iPad Pro 3rd Gen the Apple A12X Bionic chip with a couple different models, 4 gigs of RAM on their base model, and it does go all the way up to 6 gigs of RAM. So I think that's actually a pretty good thing, for a couple-year-old iPad. The M1 iPad though starts off at an 8 gig RAM option and it goes up to a 16 gig RAM option. That's an insane amount of RAM to have on an iPad. Now, in my opinion, these iPad Pros are so much more tailored to pros users and are essentially almost just like a MacBook. The only differentiating factor between these M1 iPads and a MacBook is the software. The performance is probably roughly going to be around the same. They have the same chipset and the same amount of RAM variations. Before that wasn't the case. Now that is the case. So who knows what's going to happen in my opinion. I'm pretty sure, at some point macOS is going to come or there's going to be some hybrid of the two. But that's an insane thing. So performance-wise, the iPad Pro 3rd Gen has always been pretty good. I've always liked that performance. It was never perfect, but it's a really good performing machine. And I think the more so than the performance of this thing, the iPad Pro 3rd Gen, it was a big visual change. I was really happy to see the flat sides and actually to see, the bezel is almost designed. That was a pretty big improvement. The M1 iPad Pro definitely improves on this. I've been showcasing time and time again that the M1 chip is very fast. It's just as fast in my opinion as the A14 chip, so I don't think it's faster than the A14 chip, but I think the biggest improvement is that RAM option. So you are getting a faster machine than the iPad Pro 3rd Gen, but the biggest difference is that RAM. I mean, you're getting twice the amount of RAM depending on the version that you're getting. And even the base model of the iPad Pro, with the M1 chip has more RAM than the top tier model of the 3rd Gen iPad just from a couple years ago. So that's a really big improvement and I'm actually really happy to see that. So when it comes down to that, humongous plus, that's a big advantage of the M1 iPad Pro. So when it comes down to that, thumbs up from the iPad Pro for sure. And